From the central studio of Public Access TV in Iowa City, on our 23rd year of being on the air, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our guests from Borlaug Elementary School. Every year we have Borlaug introducing a different program. One time it was art, another time it was music, and this time is about fitness and about physical ability and girls on the run. And on my left side is the regional, I can say, executive director of Eastern Iowa program of Girls on the Run, right. Esther Baker. Welcome to Public Access TV and Education Exchange. As you see, this is Mike Peterson on the camera. He's our chief director. Inside there is our chief producer, Mr. John Karhoff. And with him is Trenton, one of the very talented directors of Public Access TV. And it's my role here is to introduce them as well as you to that, because they are always on the behind the screen and people don't see them. And on my right side is Candace Stevens. And Candace is a parent, very active parent, and she's the head coach of Girls on the Run at Borlaug Elementary School.
That's right.
And on her right side is Amelia, one of the stars of the program. And on the right side of Amelia is Eva, another big star of the program. Esther, tell me the story.
Girls on the Run is a physical activity-based positive youth development program. And what that means is we use the physical activity of running as a focal point to teach girls positive lessons, basically a toolkit to more successfully navigate life experiences. So it's not just a running program. The girls also learn positive self-talk, self-confidence, goal setting, how to stand up to bullies, both standing up for yourself and for others, how to avoid gossip, how to be a better friend, how to make healthier food choices. And each team, the Borlaug team and all the other teams, also do their own community service project. So they learn how to give back to the community as well, and the girls plan all that and execute it themselves. And it's a 10-week program. The girls meet twice a week with volunteer coaches like Candace. And they build their capacity, their ability, and their confidence in themselves, and run a little more each time and gain confidence in their ability to run. And at the end of the 10-week program, all the girls run a big celebratory 5K race. And it's really an exceptional experience to see all these girls out there running this 5K and the confidence on their faces when they cross the finish line.
So it's character education in addition to being physical fitness and competition and collaboration and so forth.
It's actually not about competition, it is about collaboration. We ask the girls to set their own goals. Oh. And so Eva is not running against Amelia, she's running against her personal goal, her personal best.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And they encourage each other across the finish line.
It's a great concept.
Yes.
A great concept. Candice, being the head coach, what do you feel about the program and how is your experience?
Oh, it's been a really delightful experience, just for so many reasons. I was introduced to the program when Amelia was in 3rd grade. Her friend invited her to participate at Horn Elementary, and she, believe it or not, was a very shy 3rd grader. And I watched over that 10 weeks where she just kind of unfolded and opened up like a butterfly, and just her confidence grew, and she had a wonderful experience. And at that point, I still didn't know very much about the program, but I did. I went to pickup, and Esther's predecessor, Kathleen Cannon, was there, and she invited me to open the Borlaug site. She knew that my daughter went to Borlaug and asked if I would be interested in head coaching there. And so I agreed to do that, and I'm so glad I did. it was interesting to me. About a week before I went to the first coaches training, I was in graduate school and I attended a lecture by Dean Gardiel in the business college about women and salary negotiation. And I sat there and I listened to these just bright, wonderful, experienced women who were in the full-time MBA program talk about the challenge they have in standing up for themselves and, you know, doing that positive self-talk and all of those things. And a week later, I went to the coaches training and I'm hearing these things that Esther was talking about that are the real values of the program and the tools that we want to give young women, you know, early on in their lives so that they can make a difference for a long time.
Esther, can you give me some highlights about this coaches training?
All new coaches have to go through this coaches training, and we go through, we talk about the curriculum because it's a very evidence-based, well-vetted curriculum that comes from Girls on the Run International headquarters. And so we talk about the curriculum, we do a practice lesson so that the new coaches can feel comfortable when they get in front of their girls that they know what they're doing. We talk about the philosophy of Girls on the Run and the fact that we're talking about personal mastery as opposed to being a competitive sort of running program. We're not trying to train elite runners, although certainly some of our girls go on to do that. But we just want them to experience a love of physical fitness. So, so we talk about that. We talk about how to run the lessons. We talk about group management because you have all these wonderful high energy girls from Borlaug on your team. You need some techniques for how to make sure they're paying attention and working together and that kind of thing. So I think the coaches feel they leave this training prepared to then go on and deliver the 10-week program. So,
during the time that I spent with the group in the production meeting last week, you mentioned to me that each school has a different kind of program or a different style.
They have a different flavor
Yeah.
because it really depends so much on the coaching team. It depends on the girls. I mean, the curriculum is the same, the process is the same, the activities are the same, but everyone brings their own unique self to the program. And so some of the teams might be a little more rambunctious, and some of the teams might be a little more orderly, and some of the coaches may be a little more formal, and some of them might be a little more informal. And that's the great thing about Girls on the Run, and that's one of the things we teach the girls, is that your own unique self is, you should be proud of that and not feel like you need to be like everyone else or be a certain way. So let your own light shine. So we let every team's own light shine.
And how many schools do you supervise or you
It depends
oversight?
It depends on the season. We do both a fall season and a spring season, and some schools do both. Some only do one. So and in any given season, we could have anywhere between 32 and 36 schools. Some sit out for a season just because they need to take a break from it and then they come back. So so there's always schools sort of coming in and out. We're always bringing in new schools. So the list changes from season to season. But Borlaug's been doing it for the past 3 years?
3 falls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started in the spring of 2014 and then we went to falls. Yeah. So it's been
So
great.
now let us let the heroes talk a little bit. So Amelia, now you joined this program and you enjoy being there, as you told me, very much. And how did it change you?
I don't know.
You are sixth graders to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And you are about to graduate from the school, right? Which junior high are you going to?
I'm going to Northwest.
Okay. So now, since you joined this program, what did you learn?
I guess to be more confident in myself and my opinions and to kind of like voice them out more and just be positive.
Make decisions.
Yeah.
Does it help you make friendships and connections, relationships with others?
Yeah.
It does, you know, like
Yeah.
kind of social activity too. How about you, Eve?
When I started, I wasn't really doing any sports, and I didn't think of myself as very, like, athletic. And then I joined Girls on the Run, and I found out that I was a pretty good runner. And I've met a lot of people, a lot of girls through it, because when you're in a smaller group, you have to work with more people, and so you get to know more people too.
Great. That's wonderful. So now you have confidence more in your ability to do exercises and physical work and so forth, right? In addition, of course, are you good in school in general? You get good grades?
Yeah, I guess.
Back to you, Candice.
We had a really nice activity last week where the goal of the running time was to run with as many different girls on the team as you could. And so they had to run at least half a lap with a partner, and they would switch up. And it was really
Do we
nice
have some
chance.
pictures?
Yes, we have some pictures of our practices from.
Well, maybe
last
through
year.
our conversations we can show some of those pictures where kids are doing various activities.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yes, keep going.
So it was just really fun to see them sort of mixing up. They kind of get comfortable with someone they like to run with, that they get to know, and then we have this practice where they are challenged to run with as many different people on the team as they can, and the coaches get in there too, and we have a nice experience talking to the girls about what the lesson has been, and it's just been a wonderful experience to participate
This is
in.
inside your school, or?
This is at Borlaug, yes.
Okay.
Yes, these are all kids from Borlaug. This is last season. It's been wonderful for me to get to know the different coaches too, and to watch. At Borlaug, we've chosen to each take turns leading an entire practice, and then the rest of us are there to back up and help with things as we go along. And so each practice will be a little different, not only because we're covering different material, but because we have a different personality who's
That's Eva, I
leading that.
think, right?
It is Eva, yeah. Yeah.
So these are all done during the school day or after school?
It's an
Give me-
after-school program.
After-school
Yes,
program.
Yes.
So what are you going to do in the winter time? That's
Well, at Borlaug, we just have a fall program, and so we do practice outside.
Oh.
We run outside, even if it's raining. Unless it's dangerous to be outside, we are
Right.
outside in various weathers, hot, wet, cold. And we get all of that throughout the season.
It looks from the slides that kids are having real fun,
Yeah.
right?
You always catch us at the wrong moments, though.
You caught me when I was going,
Yeah, and then Annie, when she.
It's you guys having fun, so
Yeah.
why not?
And actually, you're located. I mean, Borlaug is in a very beautiful area of town, you know,
There's two.
and kind of safe too.
Yeah.
Safer than a lot of other schools that are downtown or whatever.
We have a really nice loop out in front of our building that's
Right.
1/3 of a mile, so we have an easy time keeping track of our distances. And some of these pictures, the girls are running, sometimes they're walking, sometimes they're skipping, but they just keep moving forward. We just encourage them to keep moving forward.
Now, the kids that are on the screen now will be very happy to see themselves, but how about the others that are not on the screen? You're going to have a trouble with that, Candice. And then they say, oh, why didn't you show my picture?
I think we've got everybody who was
I
there
do
last
too.
season.
Oh, really?
Yes, this
So
was
they
our
are
end
all
of-
there?
Yes.
So we are fair and balanced, right?
Pretty
Good.
well, yeah.
Amelia, I want to go back to you because you talked about self-confidence, and I want to know, what do you mean by self-confidence, really? I mean, self-confidence for me is that I can sit in front of the camera and talk to my viewer and be natural and make mistakes and correct myself and not feel embarrassed or, you know, that's self-confidence. I have an accent, so I don't feel shy that I have an accent, you know what I mean? So what do you mean by self-confidence?
Like in math, I always feel confident in myself, and like I don't like change it. Like one day I had my answer and I was the only one right, and then everybody changed. Everyone like said it was a different thing, but I didn't change my answer, and it turned out I was right. Yeah.
I like the fact that you mentioned math, because it has nothing to do with girls on the run, and that's what in education we call inference, right, Mike? Inference, that you transfer your experience into your really academics, so you benefit from this activity in order to get better academically and get better grades and so forth. Very good. Eva, tell me about it. What's self-confidence for you? What does it mean?
So I guess you're not afraid to say what you think. Like, if everybody else is saying one thing, but you don't agree, you're not just going to be like, oh, well, if they're thinking it must be right. And you know that you have your own opinion and you can do what you choose to do.
Excellent. So you feel more confident in expressing your opinion, even if you differ with the others, right? That's excellent. Esther, give me an example of what you really got out of this. How many years have you been doing this now?
2.5 years. I've been executive director, yes.
And what was the main thing that you learned from this experience? You, as an executive director, you are not a learner, but you definitely had to learn something out of this experience.
Well, you said I'm not a learner, but you will find, if you talk to the coaches who volunteer, the staff, the board members who are also volunteers, so often you hear them say, I feel like I get more out of this program than the girls do because I'm learning things every day. So as Candace said, when we were growing up, we didn't necessarily get these lessons. So to be able to take it into the workplace, to be able to take it into our family lives, and be able to be confident and stand up for ourselves and that kind of thing, it's really important. What I learned through being an executive director is, what an amazing program it is. It's just, it's wonderful to see what the girls get out of it, what the volunteers get out of it, what the community gets out of it, because these girls are passing it on. They're passing it on to their friends, they're passing it on to their family members, their siblings. So it's extended even beyond the number of girls who are in the program. But it just amazes me the confidence these girls have, and the sense of worth that they have, and that they do really understand that they are good, they can do anything, they can unlock their limitless potential and boldly pursue their dreams. And that's really the vision of Girls on the Run. So that's what I learned, that given the right opportunities, girls can do anything. And it's wonderful to watch them do it.
Candace, when you do you have like a limit? I think we have a video. Maybe you can show a little bit, last 5 minutes or so. But before we go to the video, I would like you to tell me: do you accept like certain number of people to join?
Yes.
How do people join this program?
So most people register through the website girlsontherunoiowa.org. But we go to back to school night at the school and share information about the program with people so that they can learn about it. And now everybody at the school knows about it because we've been there for a while. And so they look forward when they're in 3rd grade that they're old enough to be able to participate in the program, and they just fill out a registration form. And we have 21 girls on our team this season, so it kind of depends on the resources at the school for the number of coaches, but it's usually between maybe around 15 and 20.
We try to keep the teams a little small for the reason that now I don't remember which one of you said it, but when you have a manageable group of maybe 15 girls, the girls really get to know each other. They can interact with each other on a real basis. Whereas if you have 30, 40, 50 girls on a team, you don't have that same connection. So we try to keep the teams small.
And discussion is part of what we do because we're talking about these concepts, and we do some exercise and then we sit down and we talk about positive self-talk or whatever we're learning about the day, and we want the girls to have opportunities to participate. So there needs to be a small enough number that they have a chance to engage with that.
Without interruption, and yeah, that makes good sense. Eva, is there anything you want to say before we go to the video and see some of the activities? If you like to look at the camera in front of you, talk to other kids about this program, what would you say to them?
I think it's really worth joining because you can not just get fitter, but you can also learn a lot of things that help you in life, just like how to face problems you have and how to stand up to bullies, and it's just, I learned a lot from it.
Do you think there is a possibility for her and Emilia to do something in junior high?
There actually is a junior high program. Girls on the Run International has developed Heart and Soul, which is for middle school, junior high. And we're only in a few schools so far, but we're hoping to grow that program so that they can continue on and continue learning these important lessons and continue running.
Oh, that's really great. And now let me. Okay, so Amelia, again, look at the camera there, and a lot of kids are watching you now, by the way, either on channel 18 or channel 21 or on YouTube. So many people may be in Holland and in Paris, in Madrid, Spain, in Israel. They will be looking at you. So talk to them about the benefits of joining a program like this, especially after we heard from Esther, Mrs. Baker here, that this may be involving junior high soon.
Well, it really helps you get to know some of the girls in the school. Like normally, like the different grades don't really interact. Like in 5th grade, I knew like 0 6th graders, and so we'd all kind of like grown when we had to sit by them during lunch. But like it kind of helped because now like the 6th graders know the 5th graders, and like we know the 3rd and 4th graders, and it kind of helps us like gain friends.
And Candice, it's your turn now before we start the video to talk to parents about. Okay, let us watch the video now, and then if we have time, we'll host you again in our program here.
If I'm stewing on something or if I'm lesson planning, sometimes I'll just go on a run to kind of think through things. It's definitely a place where I just feel like I'm me. I'm strong, I'm creative. If I set my mind to it, I can do it. It's a great way to just put me back in place and keep me grounded. I think that's something that I gained from running from a young age, is just being able to, that with patience and time and persistence, that you can reach your goals. And I would never have been exposed to it had it not been for Girls on the Run.
When I found out this program was part running, I can't say I was totally excited. It wasn't an emphasis on how fast you were, because I was certainly not the fastest, but it was, did you finish? Did you try?
The first time I went to Girls on the Run, I wasn't sure, because I'm like running, and I really didn't like running then, but then I found out it was so much fun.
I ran in Girls on the Run because it made me happy. I loved that feeling of accomplishment, and I think those are the things that stick with you.
Being able to do something you never thought you would be able to do is enough to inspire you to do other things that you never thought.
It is really important to get girls early and help them understand self-confidence, because the world will it'll tear you down. I mean, there's so many images and so many things and so many ways to be, so many shoulds.
You just keep putting one foot in front of the other. I learned that and was able to apply that later on in life. Maybe you didn't get it today, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get it.
I was more confident and I thought I can do this because I know that my teammates are going to be there for me, my coaches and my running buddies.
The community within Girls on the Run is what makes it Girls on the Run.
Girls on the Run is not just about running, it's about meeting new friends, showing care for people and learning how to succeed in life. And anytime you need help, then just ask the coaches because they'll always be there for you. It has been a really big deal. It's changed me a lot.
I didn't expect to gravitate to the program as much as I did. Who knew it was going to take me on this journey and really help make me the person I am today? I wouldn't be sitting here right now if this program didn't exist.
I think, in my opinion, I think the lessons are the most important part because then you can use those lessons in life and it will help you do other stuff. When I was little, I just didn't want to be anything big. I was like, no one's gonna really watch me. But then after I decided I want to be something big and I want to change people's lives, so I'm deciding that I wanted to be a teacher.
Here's what the world looks like. Here's how you can change it. Go out in the world and make a difference. Find your passion. Take these tools and grow with them.
My name is Caroline Saunders and I am born to inspire.
I'm Alex and I'm born to make a difference.
Borlaug Elementary School in Iowa City. Thank you very much and have a very good night.